these roads and up in the clouds, but I've always felt that something's missing. That was until I found you right there in the crowd. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky. Oh, there's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know, and you know what we could be. Like a song, like a perfect melody.
Hello, can you hear me? No one can hear me. Can you hear me? I'm not sure. I was on mute a while ago. I just want to double check if you can hear me before I start. Hello? Can you hear me? Thank you, Miss Yana and Sophia. Thank you. Okay, thank you for replying. Okay, now we'll start. Okay. Welcome to my monthly forecast. And this is, we're going to talk about briefly the energies of this month, which can be a bit problematic if you're not prepared. And the rest of them, and it's going to be problematic if you're not prepared, and on top of that, this can actually impact the rest of the months of the entire year. Okay, so I hope no one shape or form you learn from this video, so this could help you make better decisions, gives you a little bit more of confidence on how to actually handle the issues that can actually happen. All right. So if I could, no, I actually want to ask you, how are you for the past months? I haven't been so yes, I haven't been so free to conduct live videos, and I hope that you're okay. But if not, please feel free to share some inputs that you might want to vent or share with us, so that I'll be able to give you free advice. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, the first, before we dive into the forecast, I actually want to actually share with you that this video is actually sponsored, and I actually want to showcase with you my collaboration with Miss Vera and Miss Yolanda. No, they actually are selling Feng Shui calendars, and it's actually on sale. But since you're watching my video, you'll get additional discount, 5%. What you do is go to the fengshuicalendar.com, and the code for the discount, for additional discount, is Sophia 22. Okay, if you're interested, it's actually good. There's so much information you can actually get from this calendar. Some information about their special sectors and so on and so forth. And it's actually nice. I'm actually using it already for my for my to-do list. This is the first style, and then we have another ring, and then we have another, the big one. So if you're interested, do visit their. Sorry, I'll try to remove the blur. I don't know why I have a blur in the background. None. Okay, so there. There you go. Okay, so there. This is the calendar. If you're interested, do visit fengshuicalendar.com. It's actually discounted or on sale right now. For additional discount, you get 5% by typing in Sophia 22. Hi, Rising Sun! Hello po. Good day, ma'am. Good day. Thank you for joining me. Ayan. So if you feel like asking me any personal question, I mean, not personal, but any question, please type lang po, no? Do type your question. I will answer and give you further advice, free advice. All right. Okay. Let's go. All right. So what do we have for the month? If you've seen my last video, no, last July, I was telling you to actually use July as a month of preparation. Okay? Primarily because August is going to be the pivotal month wherein a lot of changes can happen for good. It's sorry, no, it's not available in Lazada and Shopee. It's actually available through their website. This is actually a partnership with Miss Vera and Yolanda. It's a affiliation with them that you can actually utilize by putting in the code Sophia22 to get additional discount. So sorry, they're not in Shopee and Lazada. You have to actually visit their website. Okay, I hope ayan, okay, I hope you're able to uh, gather the significant or the important details of the calendar. I'll be honest with you, I'm very nervous. I'm nervous because of this month in particular. And I want to be as positive, as informative. And I guess the reason why I am nervous is because I want to make sure that I give you the best advice possible. And I don't want to fail because I don't want you to make wrong decisions. I guess that's the reason why I'm nervous. So you can sense, right? So I am, in a way, excited at the same time nervous that we're talking about this month and the rest of the months of this year. Because if you're not ready for change and if you're not willing to accept change, this is going to be difficult. Okay, like I mentioned a while ago, this month is the pivotal month for change. It's either for the better or for the worst. Now, you might experience, all of us might experience some circumstances that would actually circumstances or catalyst rather, catapult, catalyst that would actually push us to change. Okay, and I hope you use this month to initiate the change. I keep on saying this primarily because I want you to use this time to plan. After watching my video, I want you to reflect what are the things that I can do for the rest of this month so that the rest of the months of this year will be good. Okay, so probably there are ideas that came into your head earlier part of the year, and you probably have had difficulty in implementing them, or probably you forgot about them, and so on and so forth. Probably this is the time where you come, sit down, process that information, and think that probably the reason why it's coming into my head is because the universe is asking me to do this in order for me to create the good change for your life. Okay, so um, the particular animal that will experience much more impact in terms of change is the monkey, primarily because monkey is the clashing animal of tiger. You've heard this many times probably, or if not, this is your first time. When we go through clashes, what happens is change. Okay, now it's your decision to make that change something good or bad. Okay, so there. Okay, so I hope from this video or the past videos or every video that I've done, I hope that you use them as a way to help guide you in reflecting in yes, in reflecting and looking for the best action that you can do. And on top of that, I also give free emails in terms of monthly forecast through all my websites. So do subscribe to my website, sophiarelosa.com. I no longer post this in my group. I noticed primarily because that not all are given the algorithm is not as good as I expected it to be as compared to email. At least I get 50% of views through my email, and I can actually see that the number of heads that actually received my email and so on and so forth. So which is why I find email much more progressive as compared to groups. So do subscribe so you get access. You're given access, or you'll be able to receive rather my monthly forecast and it also includes monthly activations, and then the best sector that you can activate for Feng Shui. All right. Okay. 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 So we have a question before we proceed. When we activate a certain direction with water, should we look at the natal chart to make sure that don't act? Also, what if there's a negative? Um, when we talk about the water, I'm assuming this is the water activation that I'm giving you through my email. Okay, I'm going to assume. Now, the water activation that you're going to do will only last for 2 weeks. Okay, it's not something that's prolonged. And what we actually do is whenever I select a date, the reason why there's date and time is to help subside the negative stars. Okay, so that's what it does. And the fact that you're going to turn it on for 2 weeks only, it's not enough time to activate the negative stars on top of the fact that we actually use good dates and good hour. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. And because of those, it's a short term activation. There is no need not to use your natal chart and so on. All right. Okay. All right. Hi, Leia. Thank you for joining me. Yay, I'm not alone. Because last July, I wasn't sure if someone was watching. So, thank you, Miss Rising Sun. Okay. There you go. I'm not alone. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to talk about the forecast for our a monthly forecast rather, and we are going to use your day pillar. No, to use your day pillar, I want you to actually plot the QR code to bring you to the calculator, and the encircled image is where we can find your day master. That is going to be a reference point for our monthly forecast, uh, so that to give you more information of what are the things that you can consider to make sure that this month becomes a progressive month despite the problems. Yes? Okay. Yay! Thank you. Thank you for the question. It's actually a good question. Okay. All right. Now we'll start with Jawood. Sorry. Okay. We'll start with Jawood. Okay. So Jawood has wealth opportunities for the month. Yes, there's wealth opportunities for the month. And this wealth opportunity is not directly coming from um, workplace. No? This is the venue for this wealth opportunity might actually come from your external network. Okay. However, I I want you to practice due diligence, right? Practice due diligence, not because there is a wealth opportunity, we always say yes. We have to practice due diligence to make sure that whatever comes in is actually legitimate. All right. Okay, especially if we're going to a class. Okay, so but there's wealth opportunities or there is an opportunity for you to actually gain substantial amount of income. Okay, if there has been project that you've done for the past months or years, then we might see some progression within this month, and you might actually receive cash flow. However, then again, I still want you to double check. Now, if somebody offers you something, a network, a friend of a friend offers you something, please practice due diligence. Don't say yes for the sake of saying yes. Okay? Don't be greedy. Okay? Make sure you practice due diligence and research before you say yes. Okay. Next, for the Yi Wood, we have direct wealth and direct officer. Direct wealth sitting on direct officer. Okay, so there are changes in the workplace. Now, these changes will come as a form of challenge, problems that you actually have to face and have to solve. But um, if you do actually face these challenges, this will actually help you sustain the job, the role. It's going to put you in a position of significant, okay, in the workplace. The good news is, despite being an overwhelming month for the evil, there are people that are willing to help you out. Appreciate these people. Don't forget to say thank you. Appreciate them, and if you can do some small gestures of gratitude, by all means do that. Okay, but this is a month where you're going to be very busy because there is a problem that you need to address, and because of this problem, it's causing you some changes in the workplace. Okay, so how do we handle that? Adapt. The sooner the problem arrives, adapt. Um, make the necessary changes. Okay, if you need to change your behavior, do that, and so on. Okay. Okay, next for the fire. Being fire is good for this month because of certain effort that you've probably done before. You might see some wealth coming in. Okay, probably an idea that you've done, an output that you have done months ago or before. You might receive cash flow because of it. Okay, or someone might actually ask you to work for them, something like that, and it's there is wealth opportunity for this. Okay, however, make sure that you do look at the details of your work, because there are hidden problems from this, that you might even get from this opportunity. Just devil's in the details, in a nutshell. So make sure that you pay attention to it to avoid creating further problems. Okay. Okay. Oh, nice. I have a lot of questions. I love it. Okay, but I'll go to your questions when I'm done with the day master. Okay, so, all right. I'll go, just keep on typing. I'll get back to you. Okay. For the day fire, okay, this is the month where you will feel unwanted attention if you hate attention. Okay? You're going to feel as though everything you do is being noticed, even the bad ones, right? So, how do you handle this? The best response is to actually stay quiet and focus on delivering good work. That's the best way to handle in case that you're receiving naysayers, people are talking behind your back, and so on and so forth. How do you actually respond? Stay quiet and focus on your work. Okay, because the fact that you have the hurting officer, this means that a lot of people are paying attention to everything that you do, whether it's good or bad. So if you want them to notice the good, the more you work, the more you work harder, the more you give quality of work, so that the negative, the negative things that they may have seen will be now showered or be overcome by good work, okay, or good job, or yes, quality work. Okay. Okay, so next, sorry, I'm looking at the chart as when I look at the forecast. This is why it's not scripted, because I look at the element, and then I use whatever intentions or vibration I get from this moment, and then I do it in the video. I don't write it down ahead of time. I look at the elements, the stems, so I can actually interpret the elements at this very moment. Okay, so there. You might notice I am quite lower in speaking as compared to past month. I think it's because I'm still nervous, because this month is, yeah, if you're not ready, it can be really difficult. Okay, so I hope you gain a lot from this video. Okay, so now we're yes, I'm still catching my breath. That's why it's taking me a while to talk. Okay, so for the earth, we have friends sitting on eating God. So what does this mean? This can mean that if you're looking for new opportunities, or if you're looking for new ideas, it's best to tap your network, close network, your friends and your family. Um, you may need to ask them for referral. Okay. Yes, if you're looking for new opportunities, new ideas, you look at your friends and family. Right? Then they might be able to give you some idea. They might say something that would bring you an inspiration, or they might refer you to someone else. Okay, so if you need anything when it comes to wealth for this month, it's best to seek it from your network. Okay, so next is G Earth. Okay, Rob Wealth and Hurting Officer. So same as to Ding Fire, no? G Earth, but the difference between I don't have to compare, but G Earth, no, the difference between G Earth and Ding is that G Earth is all about it's more like a fan based kind of thing, right? Or you might experience a lot of attention that you're receiving is from either competition or from your own network. Right? Doesn't necessarily mean from your people in your workplace, but this is there's a popularity sense for the G Earth for this month, but in a form of a fan base. I hope I'm making sense. So what do you do to maximize this? What you can do is again by giving more value as you can, no, giving more value, giving more um, goodness, okay, or to others, just so that they can see how important you are to their life, whether or not they're working with you or not. Am I making sense? So this is a good month to actually network. Another is to network, to spend time with your social network. That's another way to do that, and at the same time giving more value to them. If they need help, give help. Right? So without asking for anything in return. Right? So that's what you can do for this month. So it's best to actually spend time with your network. Because we have Rob Wealth. So Rob Wealth can transform into money or time. So spending time with your network. So hi hello to everybody. Right? So if my advice is confusing, just to ask a follow up question. Okay. Okay. Next is the gang metal. Okay, indirect resource. Now, if we're going through a clash for the gang metal, this might become a month wherein you become a little bit more emotional or demotivated. Okay, might be a month wherein you're demotivated, emotional, or might even go through illness issue. Okay, so um, there is a particular sector in your place that you should avoid to avoid triggering any critical issues, health issues for you. So avoid staying in the south, in the center. We'll talk about the Feng Shui. But anyway, so for the gang metal, this might be a month of being too emotional or illness issues. So how do we handle that? Uh, for one is if you feel like crying, try it out. Right? Just give yourself a day. If you find yourself emotional and you just want to cry it out, do it. Just set a day. If you need to go on leave, by all means, do that. Just give yourself one day to process that feeling. You have to process and face that feeling, and then try it out, and then consider next day as a new you. Okay, if we do not face the emotion, sometimes it's going to be dragged throughout the month. Okay, so it's going to come in bouts of moments, and because of those moments you end up making wrong decisions. Okay, because you're affected by your emotions, and that's one thing I always try to advise to you is having to control your emotion and not make decisions when you're emotional. Okay, and we cannot stop ourselves from feeling this emotion. So what you can do is simply process, accept that you're going through this emotion, and then put a deadline. Say, by tomorrow I am going to, today I'm going to give you time, my emotion, I'm going to focus on you, but next day I'm going to move on. Okay, so something like that. So that's what I do. Okay, So I'm passing on a tip. Okay. Next is tin metal. Okay, so tin metal might go through some competition this month. Okay, you might go through some strong competition this month. Someone might want to actually take your job. Someone might actually want to compete with you because they want to take your power or so on and so forth. Okay, so instead of making that happen or waiting it for to happen, my advice is to collaborate with each other. Okay, collaborate. Tap that person. You know what? Why not? Don't we just work with each other? Okay, so it's sharing of responsibility. So at least half of your responsibility is now given to someone. So basically, it's another way of utilizing Rob Wealth as your direct resource is sitting on Rob Wealth. So when we talk about that, direct resource can actually be workplace or support from other people. Now, if it's sitting on Rob Wealth, then we might experience some competition. Okay, so to control that Rob Wealth, collaborate. Okay, all right. Next, okay, 7 killings under indirect resource. Okay, now this is the time where you be careful with everything that you do. This is a month where it's going to be all about problem solving. My suggestion is if to keep your plate as empty as possible because this is a month of solving problems. If you can delegate smaller problems to others, do that because we need your mind more clear, much more open to address the problems. Okay, these problems seem big and quite impactful, and we want you to be clear. Your mind is clear so that you can easily solve these problems. And when the problem is solved, progression will soon happen. Okay, so that's my advice for the rainwater. Okay, this problem might pertain to health. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, either health, emotion, or parents. Okay, so family, involving family. Okay, so it's either health issues with family and friends, okay, or a family member. Okay, so keep your plate empty because you need this problem solved as soon as possible. So if you need to delegate, delegate. Pass on the other unimportant problems because you need your mind clear. Okay? Okay, so for the we water is also a month of problems, but this time, this is all about work. Okay? There are changes in the workplace that you may encounter, or you might even encounter problem because of a document. Okay, so make sure that you double check every details because if you're not able to look at the details, you might have to spend something in order for this problem to be solved. So we don't want that. That's money out, that you can use for something else. No? So make sure that you study all the details of your work. Okay? Okay. Let's see. Okay. I can ask about my house because going. But the end of period 8. I'm sorry. I can't understand. Sorry. Okay, so yes, we are going through period 9, but the period 9 will happen in 2024. So your construction will end in 2024. Is that what you're telling me? My question po, ma'am, where may overtank ba to be placed? Head tank. Water tank? Sorry, I need more clarification so I can answer. Water tank, are we talking about water tank? Okay. So get back to me. Hi, Elaine. Thank you for joining us. Yes, I'm not alone. Yes, okay. Okay. What location direction to stay to attract buyers or customers for the month? Okay, we will discuss that. Yes, Yana and Sophia, I will discuss that in a bit. in a few minutes, actually. Okay. Yes po, ma'am. Okay, so remembering my question, no, this is a water tank. Yes, it's okay to make sure that you actually place a water tank. However, it's best that the water tank is covered because water tank, especially if it's there's metal feet, this is a shaki, no? Shaki ito. So as much as possible, we want to make sure that our tank is covered so it doesn't create any shaki. A good cover is uh, wall, no? A wall that's curved so it doesn't have any pointed areas, no? There you go. Okay? Okay. So you can still put water tank, just cover it with cement, wall, curved. No? Kasi we don't want the corner of the wall to point at your house because that's a shaki. So we just curve it. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to answer the question of Miss Tiana and Sophia. Okay. Okay, so now here is the feng shui for the month. Hold on, let's make it big. Okay, there you go. This is the feng shui for the month. You can notice, no, it's double number in each sector. Okay, so before I go ahead, I want to remind you the worst sector that we have all throughout the year is center. The fact that we have five in the center, this actually tells us it's a double whammy. Actually, if you stay in the center sector, this is loss of wealth. Can you still hear me? The rain is too. Okay. I'll make it yes. So the center, if you stay in the center, this is going to trigger loss of wealth, health issues, and even arguments. Okay, so as much as possible, we want the center quiet. Okay? Okay. All right. Let's start with the north. Actually, north is double one, and if you're looking for new ideas, intelligence, looking for intelligence, if you're trying to inspire yourself to have more intelligent decisions, okay, you use the north. Okay, so north is a good sector. And then if you want for new ideas, okay, that you need for your job, north is a good sector. Okay, so if you're also selling properties, north is a good sector to activate. So how do we activate? You simply stay in the sector. Now, if your main door is already in the north and we have no bad forms, then you're good because this is going to be activated. Okay, all right. Actually, I'm actually staying in the north frequently this month, and yes, I am experiencing this. I'm getting more creative in terms of my contents. So, so if you want to, creative ideas, do use the north. Okay, for the east. Okay, okay, east is if this is the sector that would actually test your patience. If if you're not patient enough or you do not communicate your ideas properly, this might lead you to experience a lot of arguments with people, even your clients, even your supervisor, and so on. If you're not going to practice patience. So this is a month where you're going to be quite moody, okay? And if you're not careful, then you might easily get triggered with the statement of others, and because of that, you tend to retaliate, and then arguments happen. Okay, so be careful for the east. Best to practice staying calm. How do you do that? Meditation. Meditation helps a lot. I do it in the morning. I'm much more calmer the rest of the day if I meditate. Okay. Northeast, sorry. Oh, okay. Northeast. Okay. you have chances, no? If you're activating the Northeast, there's more chances to actually travel this month. So you might see yourself to travel. If you've been staying at home for like more than 3 years since the pandemic, then this is a good break. Yeah. And a good break will help give you freshen up your ideas, your thoughts. So it's a good stepping stone for um, progress. No? So when your idea is fresh and it's new, and then you implement them, you'll see much positive changes as days come. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we're going to the west. Okay, now we're going to the west. Okay, so if you have investments and you're looking into increasing your investment, then this is a good sector to activate for the month, west sector. Um, And if you're actually looking into getting noticed by your supervisor and you actually prefer getting noticed or all eyes on you, then you can activate the West sector. However, this will come through ideas. No, what's going to happen if you activate the sector? You'll receive ideas that you can implement, and because of those ideas, then you get noticed. Okay, all right. So that's for the West sector. Okay, so for the Southwest. Okay, for the Southwest, this is not a good sector for relationship, no? Then they might encounter some issues if your bedroom is in the Southwest sector. For if you're staying in the Southwest, you have to focus on saving up because there's a lot of issues or expenses that you might have to be dealing with. And if you have negative forms in the Southwest sector, you may be prone to stomach issues. Okay, so it's best to actually avoid, uh, avoid the Southwest sector for the time being. If you have already pre-existing conditions, especially that's concerning your stomach. Okay, for the South, another sector, if you are not able to communicate your thoughts well, this can lead to issues and disagreements, especially your significant someone. Okay, so be very careful with your action to avoid creating arguments with your loved ones. Okay, so that was for the South. Okay, just to reiterate, if you're not careful with the words that you say, this can actually progress to disputes and arguments with your loved one, and we don't want that. We already have a lot of issues to think about. It's best that the people that we care and love is backing us or it's with us, right? So be careful if you're activating the South sector for the month. If you have the opportunity to change rooms for the month, for the time being, by all means do that. Okay? Okay, so Southeast, uh, Southeast is if you have a bad external form in the area and you're also staying in the area, this is going to lead us to serious health issues that's concerning your throat or your mouth for the month. So if you can avoid staying in the Southeast sector, by all means. So what if you have limited space? If there is an option to stay in the living room, stay there for the month. Okay, I hope that's possible. So if you're staying in the Southeast and there are bad forms outside, then this may trigger some serious health issues for the month. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, last but not the least is the Northwest. If you have negative forms in the sector, this may trigger getting robbed. So do double check all your personal belongings if you have a negative form in your space in the Northwest sector of your home. But if say for instance a good form outside your Northwest area, basically this is also another good sector that would, if you want to increase your reputation, no, uh, either professional and personal reputation. Okay? Yay! Okay. All right. Okay, now questions. Saan po pwede, okay, in terms of water tank, usually you need to have this audited. But in general sense, a good sector where you can place any water related is east north. Yeah, east and north. That's one that you can activate. But since this is covered, yeah, you need to have this audited. But yeah, if you want to look at the base, general north and east are good sectors to have water in the area. Okay, the rest not so much. No? Especially the south. Don't put your water tank in the south. That's bad. Okay, it's liquid, no. And if there's a water in the south sector, what happens is we experience illness issues concerning the heart or eyes. Okay, liquid. Okay, all right. Next, we have the keyman. All right. So if you're practicing the sage mode, one of the areas that I would advise for the month is actually the north, especially if you're looking for new opportunities. Now, if you're going to look for new opportunities, make sure that you're willing to work with others, primarily because north has harmony, okay, in the sector of the north, and you can see that there is an open, okay, there is an open sorry, I'll hide you. Okay, so there is oh, sorry. There is an open in the box and there's harmony. So if you're looking to get new opportunities, six harmony is the deity that you can chase. So again, count from 64 to 0. And then after that, make sure that you tell your wishes, and each wish you say it 3 times. Now, when we talk about wishes, make sure they're specific as possible. Okay, so in the email that I actually sent, I said there, attract me to the right people that would give me wealth opportunities. Okay, so that's a good specific wish that you can give. But say, for instance, you already know what you want. I wish to find a good partner in opening up a new business. Okay, lead me to the right partner as I open my business. Okay? Or who is the, lead me to the right partner that I can actually open my business with. Okay, so something like that, very specific as possible. If you want this manifestation to work, now it's best to actually do it every day. Okay, and if you haven't done this before, it's best to actually stay consistent and do it for 48 days before you pause. Okay, because the meditation, you'll notice eventually as you become close, it's easier to actually ask for wishes. When we do wishes, make sure it's the intention is to make small wins, and every day you make small wins. Eventually, it turns into a big win. No, so that's how we make use of the Kimen. If you're going to ask me, should I use this for lottery? No, please don't. Don't wish for lottery. It's best to be good at what you do than winning the lottery. Primarily because when you win the lottery, there is an exchange that needs to happen. So, what do I mean by that? Okay, when you're working, there is an action that you're doing, and because of that action, it's exchanged with wealth, money, right? Salary, business, and so on and so forth. When it comes to lottery, the action that you do is not enough to get this kind of amount. So where does the to keep the balance, the universe will get it from somewhere. Okay, it's either your dog dies or so on. Okay, so there. So stop wishing for lottery. Okay, just be good at what you're doing. Be a better individual. Seek mastery in anything that you do. Be a good servant to your customers. Okay, so uh not servant, be a good yeah. So sorry, I got lost. Okay, be good at servicing your clients properly, and so on. Okay, being good at what you do at your workplace. um there. Okay, I hope I'm sorry, I got distracted. Okay. So I hope you get what I mean, no? Being good at what you do is what you wish for instead of winning the lottery. Okay? And plus the fact that imagine winning like hundreds of million, you don't know how to manage it. And if you're not prepared for it in a year's time, eventually they'll all be gone. Right? So there. Okay. So other questions. Okay. Other questions, clarifications that you want to ask. Okay, so this is a good question. I have stomach issues and a bad construction outside, also the south. Oh no. What can I do to block? Okay, since this is construction, there's already groundbreaking. So the activation is quite harder to control. Even if you have, I don't think a month's time will be enough to plant a plant and let it grow into a tree. I don't think it's enough time, right? So my best advice is just to relocate for the time being, another space in your home that you can use for this month, just for this month. I know it's going to be annoying and a hassle, but I always do that, especially for my sister, because her room has some shaki that needs to be addressed. We're still addressing the shaki. But if there are months wherein their star is not so good, I ask her to transfer in the living room to sleep there, just to avoid further problems. It's a small sacrifice that you can do, relocating your bedroom for the entire month. Okay. Okay. Other questions? Oh, Irina, I also another also that you can actually, if we cannot relocate, okay, this is another advice, is to activate or stay more time in the west sector, which where the six is. Six is good flying star for health. Okay, so you can stay in the west, work in the west, stay in the west. Make sure that you spend more time in the west as compared to the south if you cannot relocate the bedroom or you cannot relocate for the time being. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay, hi Miss Joanne. Yes, Miss Joanne always gives me good questions that I can share with you. She's the one who asked about the wealth stars. So thank you for being here. Okay. All right. Other questions? Making sure I answered everyone. No more. I'll just wait for if you received my email for the water activation, sorry, for the water activation, um it's all this is what I noticed. It's much more effective when I do the activation and then I do the sage mode. It's sort of the activation pushes the small wins further to happen. So if you're doing some activation, it's actually good to activate do some sage mode every day. Okay. All right. Okay. There's no more question, I'm assuming. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. Oh, there. Oh, there. There's a question. Okay. Hi. Hello po. I'm a newbie here. Hi, Apple. I'm into food business. What is the best thing to do to attract more customers? Oh, I think if you missed the entire video, you can actually select amongst the sectors that you think will fulfill. A good one is North. Northwest also is a good sector to activate. No, Northeast also is a good sector to activate for the month. So what you do is you simply stay in the sector all throughout the month. If you're going to work, you stay and activate the sector by working in the sector. And truth is, month star have stronger or faster impact as compared to annual stars. So if you're trying to improve your status quickly as possible, you chase the month stars. Okay, so which is why this video I give are good information as to where to find the best sector that you can use that is in alignment to what you're trying to achieve. Okay, so when it comes to faster impact, we chase the monthly stars. Usually, a good star to activate on a monthly basis, consecutively 3 months to see further improvement is 8 or 9. Okay, so it's faster. You'll see the impact in just 3 months' time, even a month's time. When you activate the 8 and 9, you chase it on a monthly basis. So what happens? What do you mean I chase? Is when the 8 is in the north, you transfer your desk in the north. When the next month it goes to the northwest, you transfer your desk in the northwest and you stay there the whole month. Okay, that's how we activate the sectors. Okay, so I hope that helps me, Apple. Okay, other questions? No more. Thank you for your time so much. I don't feel so alone. Yes, I have 10 viewers. Last time I had like 1, 0, 2. So I was like, okay, all right, nobody's watching. But now I have viewers. Yay! Thank you so much for joining me, and I do hope you join me again next month. And don't forget to subscribe to my website if you want to receive some new information for the monthly activation for free. And again, yes, if you want to purchase some Feng Shui calendar, you can visit fengshuicalendar.com. They are on sale. And if you want to get more discount, additional 5%, you type in Sophia 2020. 20, sorry, Sophia 22. I'll give more information in the caption. So I hope to see you again. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye. I thank you, Rising Sun. Also, tweet of you. Yay! Bye. Thank you. Bye bye.